Hello, friends. It's Mrs. Jones and her homeschool crew.
Yay!
Who do we have today?
We have Emily and Chloe and the Queen of the Library.
It's the Queen. You guys, I miss you so much. Oh, they just bowed.
She cried.
I cried yesterday, didn't I, Chloe?
Why? Wait, why?
Why did I cry, Chloe?
She misses her student. Oh, and the guy who's going to middle school next year, what's his name?
Ian.
Yeah.
Personal shout out to Ian. I got an email from Ian and
And me.
love that kid. Oh, here comes Claire. All right.
Hi.
So
Bye.
today we're going to read one of my favorites from when I was little.
Liza Lou.
Liza Lou. Liza Lou and the Yellow Belly Swamp by Mercer Mayer. And today you get to hear my Louisiana Bayou accent. Lucky you. There's Liza Lou. Now I love Mercer Mayer because he always hides little critters. Little critters everywhere. Can you see some?
I see one even on the front cover.
Oh, you do?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
hang
he's
on.
standing on a
Please don't pull on my arm when I'm trying to show the
He's
kids.
standing on a crocodile.
Yes, she sure is.
Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah, and Mercer Mayer, usually he likes to hide this little black hairy spider. So you might see him hiding on some of the pages. See him peeking?
Oh, yep.
All right. This is the same guy that wrote the little critter.
Show us.
Yes.
So we can also
This is the same guy that wrote the little critter books, and there's an alligator under my bed, and I mean, there's so many.
They have a clue. The little critters. He likes to hide critters.
This is
There's a
Liza
crocodile
Lou.
on my bed and on the front cover she's standing on a crocodile.
That's right. Okay, and now we're listening. This is Liza Lou and the Yellow Belly Swamp by Mercer Mayer.
Yellow Belly Swamp.
One fine day, Liza Lou's mother said, "Apple Dumpling, I want you to take this tote bag full of sweet potatoes over to Grandma's house and cook them up for her. She's been feeling a mite poorly. But mind you be especially careful when you cross the Yellow Belly Swamp." "I will, Mama," said Liza Lou as she set off along the old swamp road. She'd heard tell about a good-for-nothing swamp haunt thereabout to snatched away small children. And no sooner did she come to an old abandoned shed than she heard a terrible moaning and howling. Give me your best moaning and howling. Sure enough, out of a broken window jumped a pale, nasty swamp haunt. "Liza Lou," the swamp haunt moaned, "I'm gonna snatch you away." "Oh, Mr. Swamp Haunt," cried Liza Lou, "snatch me away if you must, but please, oh please, don't snatch away my tote bag full of sweet potatoes." Now, a swamp haunt may be good at snatching, but he's none too good at catching on. Lickety-split, he snatched that tote bag right out of Liza Lou's hand. "Oh no," cried Liza Lou, "whatever you do, don't carry those sweet potatoes over to my grandma's house, and please, oh please, don't cook them up in a pan." But before you could say, you see how smart Liza Lou is? Yellow-bellied cottonmouth, possum up a tree. You can't catch a swamp fever, but you can't catch me. That good-for-nothing haunt ran clear through the swamp to Grandma's house just so he could cook up those sweet potatoes and make Liza Lou miserable. Look at her laughing. She got that swamp haunt to do her dirty work.
Can I see?
Yeah, look. She's cracking up. The swamp haunt thinks he's making her miserable. She's so smart. Wait till you see how she outsmarts all these things. Now, Grandma loved fresh cooked sweet potatoes, but she surely didn't like any good-for-nothing swamp haunt messing around her kitchen. So before she sat down to eat 1, 2, 3, she picked up a still hot frying pan and shooed him right out the door. By that time, Liza Lou was safe at home having a fine sweet potato dinner with her mother. Now, Liza Lou's got a little possum friend, I'm noticing. It's going to be a possum we're looking for on every page in this particular title.
Yep, guess what?
What up?
There's even one in the front picture.
I know, look at all. The Yellow Belly Swamp is quite dangerous. All right, here we go. The very next morning, Liza Lou's mother said, "Sugar Plum, I want you to pole across the swamp and take these hot huckleberry muffins to your Auntie Jane. But mind you, hurry over, because there's no sense dilly-dallying in that yeller belly swamp. Liza Lou did as she was told. No dillying under a bobcat, no dallying by a cottonmouth, and not a bit of dilly-dallying alongside an alligator. By and by, she came to Auntie Jane's. After a tasty lunch of black-eyed peas with huckleberry muffins for dessert, it was time to pull back home. Liza Lou, said Auntie Jane, if you will take this soiled Sunday go-to-meeting finery and boil it up and scrub it all real clean for me by next Friday, I'll make you a pecan pie of your very own. But get on home real quick now, so you won't be out in that yeller belly swamp after dark. Liza Lou didn't have to be told twice. She knew all about the wicked swamp witch lurking out there in the reeds. If ever she caught you, there was no telling what she'd do. What do you think she might do, the swamp witch? Nothing good. Well, no sooner had Liza Lou pulled around a big clump of cattails than a gnarled hand reached out and grabbed her. Liza Lou, the swamp witch cackled. I'm gonna boil you in a big pot of water and then I'm gonna chew on your bones.
Oh my God.
Oh, Miss Swamp Witch, cried Liza Lou. Boil me in your pot of water if you must and chew on my bones as much as you like. But please, oh, please don't boil this precious little child I've got cradled in my arms. Does she really have a child?
No.
She's got a bunch of soiled laundry here. Now, everybody knows that a swamp witch is meaner than a stomped-on polecat. But not everybody knows that she's also blinder than a cave bat. Quicker than a blink, that old witch grabbed up the bundle of Sunday go-to-meeting finery, that's your church-wearing clothes, by the way, and pitched it into the boiling water. She snickered as she stirred and stirred. Now, Liza Lou was supposed to take this laundry home and wash it. What is she getting the witch to do right now? She snickered as she stirred and stirred. But just because a swamp witch can't see worth a toot doesn't mean she can't sniff out a lie. I don't smell no little child cooking in this pot, she said suspiciously. Why, Miss Swamp Witch, said Liza Lou, sweet as syrup. Then maybe you should smell a little closer. So the witch leaned way over the pot. She sniffed and sniffed. There ain't no little child in this pot at all, growled the witch. But before you could say...
Wait, did she push her head?
Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the double. If you mess around with me, it's a mess of trouble. Liza Lou pushed that old swamp witch splat into the boiling pot of water. With a hoot and a holler, the witch leapt right back out again and skedaddled into the swamp, screeching with all her might. After a while, the Sunday go-to-meeting finery was boiled all nice and clean, so Liza Lou fished it out and went on home. Look, she is just so proud of herself. Yes. She's like... When Friday came, her Auntie Jane baked her a pecan pie of her very own, which Liza Lou shared with her mother. Honey child,
There's more?
Liza Lou's mother said one sparkly afternoon. Take this wagon load of junk and pitch it in the dump. But mind you watch your P's and Q's down by the Yeller Belly Swamp Bridge. Now, Liza Lou took good advice when she got it because she'd been warned about the slithery gobbledygook living under the old swamp bridge. If he ever heard anyone crossing, he slithered and gobbled up that person for his dinner. You see the slithery gobbledygook under the bridge?
Oh, yeah. So like the monster that was under the bridge in the Three Billy Goats?
Yes, I'm noticing a lot of similarities. Little Hansel and Gretel with pushing the witch in, little Three Billy Goats Gruff
Mommy,
reference.
I have a thing too.
What?
Come here.
What?
That it kind of looks like yeah, the guy from that's what I was gonna say.
Three Billy Goats Gruff.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, here we go. No sooner had Liza Lou crossed the rickety old bridge than sure enough, the gobbledygook crept up out of the mucky goo and said, My, here comes dinner.
Oh no.
Why, whatever can you mean by that, Mr. Gobbledygook, said Liza Lou, bold as brass. That means I'm going to gobble you up right here and now. Oh, that does make me feel better, said Liza Lou. Gobble me up if you must. But please, oh please don't gobble up this valuable treasure I'm trucking in my wagon. What does she have in her wagon again?
Junk.
Well, a gobbledygook doesn't know what a treasure is from what it isn't. He just likes to gobble, so he asked greedily, is that treasure any good for gobbling? Nobody gobbles treasure, said Liza Lou. Everyone saves it. Child, said the gobbledygook, don't you tell me what to do, 'cause I gobbles anything I likes, and the first thing I'm gonna gobble up is that treasure. And then he commenced to gobble the whole wagon load of junk. When he was done, he turned to Liza Lou. Now I'm gonna gobble you up. But try as he might, he couldn't even stand. He had gobbled up far too much junk. That rickety old swamp bridge began to creak and sway. And before you could say, catch a turtle, catch a snake, catch a little froggy, if you throw cornbread down the well, it's gonna get real soggy. The slithery gobbledygook sank, glub, 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 back into the mucky goo where he belonged. And there goes Liza Lou. And there's her possum's like, yeah, we did it. She's so smart. Well, thought Liza Lou as she drove her mother's empty wagon back home, that bridge was never too safe anyway. Bright and early the very next day, Liza Lou's mother said, hush, puppy. I want you to take this jug of blackstrap molasses over to the parson's wife so she and the parson can have some with their breakfast hotcakes. But mind you, be most particular when you pass the old well at the far side of the Yellow Belly Swamp. I will, Mama, said Liza Lou, because she knew all about the sly swamp devil who lived at the bottom of the well. If ever he caught anyone passing by, he jumped down inside their ear and stole their soul away.
That's not going to happen to Liza Lou.
It's not? So far, she's outsmarted all these little gobbly, creepily, googly haunts. Okay, here we go. When Liza Lou got to the old well, there sat that swamp devil just waiting for her. Liza Lou, he said, I'm going to jump down inside your ear and steal your soul away. Now, a swamp devil's mighty tricky, so Liza Lou knew she better do some pretty fancy thinking. Oh, Mr. Devil, she said, I sure am glad to hear that. I thought you might steal away the soul I'm keeping safe inside this jug. Oh, no, what would I want with any old soul? The devil grinned. It's yours I want, Liza Lou. Thank goodness, said Liza Lou, because it's the parson's soul I've got inside my jug, and it would be just awful if you ever stole that. Do you guys know what a parson is?
No.
It's like a priest or like a minister. So
Stink bug. Stink bug.
Oh, stink bug. We have a little stink bug invasion happening. Now watch this. Of course, there's nothing in the whole wide world a sly swamp devil likes more than a parson's soul. Open up that jug, child, he wheeled, and you just let me see that parson's soul. Well, Liza Lou let him take a peek. I don't see nothing down there except molasses, sneered the swamp devil. Oh, I'm glad enough of that, said Liza Lou. I was afraid you might jump down inside and take a look.
Mommy, she could also say, oh, but you know, this is my soul inside this jug. There's nothing inside me.
All right, let's listen up.
My soul's in this jug.
Why, that's exactly what I'm gonna do, said the sly swamp devil. And before you could say, cats are sneaky, fox is sly, but the devil's best friend is a bluebottle fly, the swamp devil turned himself into a fly and buzzed right down into the jug. There ain't nothing down here at all, hollered up the devil. Oh, yes, there is, Mr. Swamp Devil, said Liza Lou. You are. And with that, she pushed the cork into the jug real tight. And I love this close-up picture of Liza Lou.
Can I see?
Yeah. There's her possum friend there, too. Now, then Liza Lou delivered the jug just as her mother had told her, and the parson and his wife sat down to enjoy a nice breakfast of hot cakes and blackstrap molasses. The parson's wife poured some over her hot cakes, and she said, why, there's a fly stuck in these molasses. Well, my sweet, said the parson, why don't you just swat it? And that's exactly what she did. As far as for Liza Lou, she skipped all the way back home to her mother. And from that day to this, no one has ever seen hide nor hair of devils, gobbledygooks, witches, or haunts in the Yeller Belly Swamp. And no one misses them either. Liza Lou, she saved the day, everybody. Chloe, we're done over here. You want to say bye to our friends? Okay.
I'll just eat them off of my hot chocolate.
This girl and her hot chocolate. Goodbye, friends.
Wait.
We love you. We miss you. Keep reading. Okay, bye.